Hi, you want to tell us your name and how old you are?
I am Olivia Whitehouse and I'm 11 years old.
Excellent. So what would you like to talk about, Olivia?
Jacob.
You want to talk about Jacob? Let me
Yeah.
see. Well, how about, I'll ask the questions. If there's anything you'd like to talk about, interrupt me, and we'll talk about him.
Okay.
So, how old is Jacob?
13.
Is that an exciting time for him?
Well, it's hard to say because he's been acting like a teenager since he was my age.
So what does that mean?
He's just always wants to spend his time in his room and always wants to take off and hang out with his friends and always follows them around, and not like it used to be. He's always scared and right beside you guys.
He is getting more independent, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
I think it's really good for him. He's been wanting to go off with his friends, but sometimes it worries me because he never tells us and he just takes off. We don't know where he is.
Has he ever gotten lost?
No. I thought he's gotten lost a bunch of times, but he always comes right back.
Does he have any quirks? Anything he obsesses about?
Oh, the dogs.
Tell me about the dogs.
He always gets nervous about the dogs because they push open the gate, so we had to put a lock on our gate. And so if the gate's not locked, even if the dogs aren't out here, he freaks. And he gets really mad, and he always has to get up out of bed and go, "Did you lock the gate?" And they said, "Yes, Jacob, we locked the gate." So he has to go outside and check. Oh, and here comes the dog.
And here comes Annie.
Girl.
So has Jacob discovered girls?
Oh, yeah. Bad. So he has this girl, I'm not going to mention her name.
All right.
But he always follows her around. It's bad. He always goes, "Hey, watch me do this," and he'll jump off the diving board at the pool or something like that. And then if that girl's not there, he goes to this other girl. Once again, I'm not going to mention her name. And follows her around, does everything, wraps her arm around her, which is very weird sometimes.
So do you think this is normal 13-year-old boy has a crush, or do you think this is weird because it's Jake?
Well, it's usually normal for a 13-year-old, but I mean, I never thought it would happen with Jake.
Why not?
Because I always knew he was different, but he's not that different, but I didn't know he would actually, have feelings for girls. I knew maybe he'd think she's kind of cute, but I didn't think it would be, a regular 13-year-old.
All right, that makes sense. I guess, how about give me a little blanket statement about how's Jacob doing in general?
Well, I think he's doing really good. It depends if he's tired, if he's not tired. When he gets there, he's fine, but after a few minutes, he wants to go home.
When he gets where?
Anywhere. He stays at the pool. He loves the pool, but you go to our grandmother's house or the lake, or he just doesn't want to stay.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's too much people, it's too overwhelming, so he just wants to be in his own home, in his own room.
He'd much rather be home, wouldn't he?
I think the weight blanket works great with him.
I think it does too.
We have a weight blanket that we bought for Jacob, and it just helps him with stress, so sometimes if he goes home with a bad day at school, he goes under his weight blanket, and that kind of calms him down a bit.
What grade is Jacob in?
7th going into 8th, well, practically 8th.
How did he do in 7th grade?
I thought he did really well. It's just everyone's retiring, and his art teacher is retiring, also known as his ed tech. And so she said it right to his face, in which I thought he was going to be really upset, but he took it really well. He always says once in a while, "Miss Ford's not coming back," but he does really well
I think he does too.
with it. I think he'll be okay, but it's just going to be different, very different.
All right. Give me something that Jacob does that drives you absolutely nuts.
Oh, well, when he finds branches on the side of the road and takes them home
Tell me about that.
and names them Charlie. Don't know where it came from. One day, our mom was going into Ellis's, and he wanted to run home. Of course, Mom said, "No, you can't go without anyone," so of course I volunteered to go with him. And he found a big branch on the side of the road, and he goes, "Ooh," and he has his iPad, his dinosaurs, his charger, and he is dragging a branch home. And then so he laid it right there in the yard, and he goes, "I'm going to call you Charlie." I don't know where Charlie came from or why he would call it Charlie, but it was just Charlie. And then, of course, it dies. It's practically already dead, but we take it to the dump, and then he always finds a new one and takes it home. And he makes a big scene. At the pool the other day, he made a big scene, and he dragged home a branch on his bike, and he yelled to that girl and said, "Love you, gorgeous," because she was outside, because the pool was closing.
Really?
Yes, he said, "Love you, gorgeous," and it was awful. And of course, I was riding beside him, and then everyone was laughing, so I kind of got upset because I'm overprotective. And then so he goes like this later, "Don't worry, Olivia, don't cry. It was just a joke for the girls." And he has a big sense of humor.
Do you think he loves her, or do you think he just thinks that's what he's supposed to say?
I think he loves her.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see.
But he hasn't talked about her much because the other day at Summerfest, she runs a booth and she was face painting, and she wasn't paying much attention to Jacob. So Jacob goes, "Ayan, you don't love me anymore."
Oh, so he's jealous.
Yeah. And she was painting a little boy's face. So.
Gotcha. So tell me something Jacob's really good at.
He's good at a lot of things.
Like what?
Riding bike, swimming. I usually don't swim with him because he goes under me and makes me go on his shoulders, and then he thinks he's joking around, but he holds me underwater too long. So usually when he's swimming, I'm over there and he's over here, but he's doing better. Like at the lake today, he didn't bother me as much.
All right. So we've been talking a lot lately about Jacob's future.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen with Jake?
Well, at Summerfest, there was this booth that I spent quite a while at. It was called MSA or something like that. I don't exactly remember, but she works with autistic kids and stays at their house or their apartment or wherever they are. And there's the one that stays for the day, and there's one that stays overnight. And we just need a signature from our doctor that says he doesn't need to pay the bills, he's not normal. And so when I talked to her and she was telling me about her job, I instantly realized that that was her and that's where she worked because my dad was telling me about it. And I talked about my brother, and she really wanted to meet him, and Jacob didn't do a very good job with that. Once he got over there, he was kind of shy, but that's how he always is. And so I think it would be really good for him to stay there, even though I would anytime want him to stay with me at my house. I would not care. But I think he should stay with them because that's really cool.
Well, it sounds like this lady comes to wherever Jacob would live and help him there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. So maybe he could live with you and still get help from this lady.
Yeah, if you guys when you get older, sometimes you can't take care of him, and he could come over to my house and stay as long as he wanted. So.
Is that something you worry about, or you think it'll all be okay?
I used to worry about it all the time, but since he told me about this MSA thing, I was like, okay, I think Jacob's going to have a better future. The only thing I'm worried about is he thinks he's going to get married because everyone gets married when they get older. Well, not everyone, but all his relatives and everything. And then what if he doesn't get married and he's just trying and trying, but he never gets married? Because all the girls want boyfriends, and sometimes they don't want Jacob, which...
That's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay though. It's not the end of the world, but I know he's going to be okay.
That's true. I'm sure he'll be okay. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out, whatever it looks like.
I have an autistic kid in my grade.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Trey. He's really nice, and I always help him walk around. And Jacob was pretty good at talking at his age, but Trey can't talk very well. And so Trey always shows his emotions by sign language, which I did a lot of sign language with Jacob, so I'm perfectly good at that. And he always plays with my hands, and they make up new signs every day for him. And we helped Mr. Shane, his ed tech, how to do stuff so he can communicate with people. He has a little tag that says hi, hello, good morning, and she can hold one up and he can say hi to someone in the hallway, which I thought was really cool. But of course Jacob's can talk now. It's still not perfect, but he's doing really good with talking.
Good points.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add? Video's going on about 10 minutes. I figure we should probably wrap it up. What would you like to talk about? In closing, anything?
Let me think for a sec. Nope, I really think that's it.
All right, fair enough. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Talk to you later.
Bye.